What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So if you didn't see the video earlier today, then you are completely unaware of what is going on. Now, just to give you a quick overview, we have the PC users to thank, as these guys have literally, I guess you can say, hacked their way through the game and got all the info we wanted. And in the last video, they showed off all of Captain America's outfits alongside Thor's that you basically get in these challenge cards. Now, check that out after if you have not already, and as always, let's try and crush over 1 million likes in under 24 hours. And hey, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that big red subscribe button below. Now, I do hope you guys have a snack and that you are comfortable, as what I'm about to share is going to shock you. We have got a whole new list of characters that are unlockable in this game, found through these beta files. Now, as always, shout out to Miller, as he did actually send this over to me yesterday, and I also wanted to just share something that I found in the mythical lands of Reddit, and the reason I wanted to share it is just to say wow. Now, this person on Reddit, in a long story short, basically just photoshopped Spider-Man into the Avengers, and although he or she said they are not so good at Photoshop, I think this looks great, and it just kind of gives you that whole perspective on how, of course, Spider-Man will look in the team. And just to add to this as well, of course, we haven't even got a trailer for this character or anything like that, but someone else on Reddit as well did say that they got an email from Game, which is a game shop in the UK, who basically they pre-ordered the game from, essentially just saying that Spider-Man will come out in March. Now, this is really interesting, as of course it depends on how soon and often, I guess you could say, we are going to get new content. Are we talking like every 2 or 3 months? Is it going to be weekly in terms of new skins? Not weekly new skins, but like within, I guess, like 2 or 3 weeks, will we then get a new skin, etc. So there's a whole lot going on for this game, but again, just take this as a pinch of salt, but I think it's really interesting to say the least. So diving into the video, on the list of new characters, what you see on screen is where these characters are. So let's start one by one. So we have Black Panther, Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Falcon, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Marvel, Mockingbird, Quake, She-Hulk, Vision, Wasp, and Winter Soldier. Now, of course, it does say some others as well, but we already have those, i.e. Captain America, etc, etc. Now, if there are some that you feel I missed out, definitely let me know in the comments below, but that's what we can see with this bit of coding right here on this video. Now, what's interesting is we don't know how old this build of the game is in this beta, right? So if you recall, in the update, that was the update 1.03 on the PlayStation, we were actually able to find files that refer to Peter Parker. Now, again, you know, it never specifically said Spider-Man, but we know he's going to be in the game, and interestingly enough, they never actually represented the character with their actual hero name, if that makes sense. For example, with Hawkeye, they never actually just said Hawkeye, it was just a different name. So again, that's why, you know, I think, well, with this whole Peter Parker situation as well. Now, interesting here enough, it doesn't even mention Peter Parker, let alone Spider-Man, but it all kind of makes sense, as they did say before they announced Spider-Man that they already had a full set hero roster, okay? And of course, if that is true, then this would be it. This would make complete sense. Now, I only think a handful of these characters will get their own story within the game, and the rest will literally just be add-ons with the odd few missions that essentially revolve or resolve whatever around that character. But I could be wrong, but I think that would make complete sense, because at the same time, yeah, I mean, all the characters that I've just mentioned are really interesting. I mean, the ones I'm hyped up for, nonetheless, easily, Black Panther is probably one of my most anticipated on that list, alongside Ant-Man. And even if we refer back to all the Lego sets, for example, that were leaked months and months ago, they did also show Black Panther, so all of this would make sense, right? Now, the crazy thing is none of this is made up, but like I said, in terms of, you know, how often the content's going to be updated and whether or not these characters will, you know, get their own story, I just think it depends on how popular the character is. For example, Spider-Man, they already know he was such a big character, especially comparing it to Spider-Man PS4, they know he is, I guess, everyone's favorite, right? Then with Black Panther, I'd imagine Black Panther and Ant-Man as well, alongside Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel, and obviously Hawkeye, are probably going to be the top 4, in my opinion, that will get some sort of hefty story around them within this game, as in there's going to be a lot of content just for these people specifically. Now, like I said, the crazy thing is none of this is made up, right? So if you are thinking, is it just a leak, is it something whatever, no, because this is basically directly from the data in the game, and there are even a few YouTube videos out there from people like Sanus Presents also actually, that show you how you can do this on PC. So this is legit as it gets, and I can really see a bright future for this game. But like I said, right, with all the complaints on the beta and so forth, I mean, the most polished characters we have right now easily have to be, well, in my opinion, from what we played, I'd say Captain America was polished, definitely Thor as well. But in terms of the main ones that we got to play throughout, I mean, in my opinion, it's been Iron Man, but I know a lot of other characters as well seem really polished, so I'm just really confused as to why they still didn't allow us to, of course, play as those characters. But nonetheless, I mean, Winter Soldier as well being in the game, that's going to be a big thing, and there's so many different characters, like I said, on this. So even if you want to go back to the previous leaks and so forth, we already know there was a She-Hulk Easter egg as well, so we only know that this roster is going to get bigger and bigger, because don't forget, this is meant to be a game, and I say it so many times, but I can't stress it enough, right, that this is meant to be a game that we are meant to play for a long time. So even if they did add these characters there, I guess you can just essentially just play in any missions, or for example in harm rooms, then yeah, it'll be fun. But at the same time, if it's meant to be a game that you're meant to play for a long time, I guess you wouldn't really, like, for example, once you've completed the story, once it comes out, right, let's just say the first month you complete everything, if there's no new content and they add, like, let's say for example Spider-Man, right, and let's just imagine Spider-Man never had his own story around him, and he was just literally a character they added where essentially you can just play and do whatever it is in the missions, so you redo all the missions but you can play as that character. Sure, you would go and do that, but I don't personally think that would be enough for you to consistently play the game over and over again, especially if it would work the same for other characters. You wouldn't just go ahead and play the same missions over again. But don't forget, we're getting new regions, new missions, new everything, so it really is going to be interesting to see how they do this. But also it's going to be interesting to see if it'll be one of those games where people don't actually enjoy at the beginning, because we know there's a lot of complaints at, as it stands right now with the beta. So is it going to be a game that people don't enjoy at the beginning, but then later on it'll be a game that people just really go back to because so much has been changed? I kind of hope it isn't like that. I just feel like hopefully they pull whatever it is that people are complaining about together. But from my own personal experience, like I said, and that's just being completely honest there, I think this game's a ton of fun, and it just has to be your type of game. Like, if you don't genuinely enjoy it, then I don't think you'll ever enjoy it, no matter what character they add into this game, what region they add into this game. I just think you will never be able to sort of feel the game and make it one of those games that you play consistently. But that's just my opinion. But what do you think on this list? So just to recall, we got Black Panther, Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Falcon, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Marvel, Mockingbird, Quake, She-Hulk, Vision, Wasp, and Winter Soldier. Like I said, if there are any that I missed out, please do let me know in the comments below, but leave all your thoughts on this as well, and check out the video before where we got the huge Captain America leak, so all of that stuff will be on screen. But as always guys, I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.